Welcome back to N's Notebook LM. Today, we're going to go on a bit of a journey to explore a force that's fundamental. It shapes our entire world, but it's usually invisible. We're setting out to answer a really simple, but honestly, a pretty profound question. Okay, let's just dive right in. I want you to really think about this for a second. What does sound actually look like? And I'm not talking about, some waveform on a computer screen. I mean, what is the physical shape that sound creates in the material world all around us? I mean, take a look at this. What do you think could possibly create something like that? It looks almost organic, right? Like a microscopic view of a flower or some kind of intricate mandala. But get this, it's just simple sand on a metal plate. And how about this one? This looks like some kind of finely woven fabric, a texture so delicate it seems almost alive. But it's not cloth. It's just a thin layer of glycerin. So what force is at work here, organizing these simple substances with such incredible precision and artistry? Well, the answer is, it's honestly kinda mind-blowing in its simplicity. The force behind this perfectly symmetrical shape, which looks like it was spun on a potter's wheel, it's the exact same one that created all the others. This isn't biology. It's not a computer rendering. It is pure vibration. It is pure sound. And this amazing field of study has a name. It's called cymatics. It comes from the Greek word for wave, and it's all about studying how vibration and sound waves create form and pattern in matter. Really, it's about making the invisible, audible world visible. And the pioneer who basically dedicated his life to this incredible visual exploration of sound was a Swiss physician and natural scientist named Dr. Hans Jenny. Now, here's what's so cool about Dr. Jenny. He wasn't your typical scientist in a lab coat. Not at all. This guy was a true Renaissance man. He was a family doctor, sure, but also an accomplished artist, a musician, and just a relentless, curious observer of the natural world. And it was this unique blend of art and science that gave him the perfect lens to see the beauty and the hidden order in what he was studying. So, the big question is, how did he do it? How did he actually coax these incredible, intricate patterns out of such simple materials? Let's pull back the curtain and see how it all worked. The process itself was just so elegant and precise. He'd take a metal plate, sprinkle a little something on it, like sand or maybe some fine powder, and then he'd attach an oscillator. Now, you can think of an oscillator as kind of like a high-tech massager that could be tuned to vibrate at thousands of different frequencies. When he switched it on, it would create a specific musical tone, and bam! Instantly, the random particles would just dance into these highly organized, stable patterns. He could literally see the sound. And this right here illustrates one of his most brilliant discoveries. See, depending on the material he used, he could actually see different aspects of the very same sound wave. So when he used sand, the little particles would gather in the quiet spots, the places with no vibration. Those are called nodal lines. And that revealed the still, finished, created pattern. But, and this is so cool, when he used a liquid, the liquid itself would show all the activity in the areas of maximum vibration, the antinodes. That revealed the active, dynamic, creating movement. He was seeing both the final form and the process that made it at the same time. So it's really no wonder that people who saw his work felt like they were witnessing something, well, profound. As his publisher Jeff Volk later wrote, it was as if these experiments seemed to reveal the hidden nature of creation, to lay bare the very principle through which matter coalesces into form. Just wow. All of this led Dr. Jenny to his central insight, his big idea. He called it the basic triadic phenomenon. And what he realized was that every single vibrational event, everywhere in the universe, has three distinct but totally inseparable aspects to it. Okay, so here's how he broke it down. First, you've got the pattern. That's the visible shape, the form you can see. Second, you have the movement, the flow, the circulation inside that pattern. And third, you have the fundamental periodicity. That's the underlying frequency, the wave that's generating and holding the other two together. Now, the crucial thing to get here is that these aren't three separate things. They're three different ways of looking at one single, unified whole. And Dr. Jenny himself put it perfectly. He said these three aspects are threefold in appearance and yet unitary, that they appear as one and yet are threefold. You just can't have the pattern without the movement, and you can't have either of them without the underlying vibration that's bringing them to life. All right, now this is where we zoom out from the lab and things get really, really mind-bending. Because Jenny realized this threefold principle It wasn't just happening on his little metal plates. He started seeing its echoes absolutely everywhere, from the tiniest biological processes to the vastness of the cosmos.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Periodicity, which is really just a fancy word for rhythm and vibration, it's fundamental to our existence. Our breath, our heartbeat, they're periodic. Cell division, periodic. The structure of crystals, the segments in an animal's body, the plasma waves on the sun, even the entire electromagnetic spectrum, from gamma rays to radio waves. It's all defined by periodicity. Rhythm is just woven into the fabric of everything.
And that brings us to the real takeaway here, the big punchline. Cymatics is so much more than just a cool way to make pretty patterns with sand and water. It's a visual key. It's a way for us to watch a universal principle of creation in action, showing us, right before our eyes, how frequency and vibration are the fundamental forces that organize matter into the complex, beautiful world we see all around us. And so that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If all form in the universe is ultimately just a pattern of frequency made visible, what happens when we start to consciously change the vibrations, the music of our world? What new forms, what new patterns might we be able to create? If this topic has captured your interest and you'd like to dive deeper, the book is called Cymatics by Hans Jenny.